Welcome back to DarkClues, where real crimes meet real mystery. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most baffling cases in American history, the D.B. Cooper hijacking. So grab a seat, and let's uncover the truth behind the man who vanished into thin air. On the afternoon of November 24, 1971, a man identifying himself as Dan Cooper approached the counter of Northwest Orient Airlines in Portland, Oregon. He purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle, Washington, paying in cash. Dressed in a dark suit, white shirt, black tie, and wearing sunglasses, he appeared to be an ordinary businessman. Once aboard Flight 305, a Boeing 727 aircraft, Cooper took seat 18C. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant, indicating that he had a bomb. To prove his claim, he opened his briefcase, revealing wires and red sticks resembling dynamite. Cooper's demands were clear: $200,000 in negotiable American currency, 4 parachutes, 2 primary and 2 reserve, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the aircraft for a getaway. The crew relayed his demands to air traffic control, and the authorities complied. Upon landing in Seattle, Cooper exchanged the 36 passengers for the ransom money and parachutes. He kept several crew members on board and instructed the pilot to set a course for Mexico City, maintaining a low altitude and slow speed. Approximately 30 minutes after takeoff, somewhere over the dense forests of southwestern Washington, Cooper opened the rear staircase and parachuted into the night, disappearing without a trace. The FBI launched an extensive investigation, codenamed NORJAK, Northwest Hijacking. Despite interviewing hundreds of suspects and scouring the rugged terrain where Cooper might have landed, no definitive evidence was found. In 1980, an 8-year-old boy discovered $5,800 in decaying $20 bills along the Columbia River, matched to the ransom money through serial numbers. This discovery reignited interest in the case but provided no concrete leads. Over the years, the FBI considered various suspects, including Richard Floyd McCoy Jr., a man who committed a similar hijacking months later. McCoy was arrested, escaped from prison, and was killed in a shootout with law enforcement. However, the FBI ruled him out as Cooper due to differences in modus operandi. Numerous theories have emerged regarding Cooper's identity and fate. Some believe he perished during the jump, succumbing to the harsh terrain and weather conditions. Others speculate he survived and started a new life under an assumed identity. One popular theory suggests that Cooper was a skilled paratrooper or military veteran, given his knowledge of aircraft and parachuting. Another posits that he was an experienced criminal who meticulously planned the hijacking. In 2016, the FBI officially closed the case, citing a lack of new leads. However, amateur sleuths and enthusiasts continue to investigate, sharing theories and findings online. The D.B. Cooper hijacking remains the only unsolved case of air piracy in commercial aviation history. It has inspired books, movies, and television shows, cementing Cooper's place in American folklore. Despite the passage of time, the mystery endures, captivating the public's imagination. The case symbolizes the allure of the unknown and the possibility of outsmarting the system. In recent years, new evidence has surfaced, prompting renewed interest in the case. In 2023, a parachute was discovered on property once owned by Richard McCoy Jr.'s family. This finding led to speculation about McCoy's involvement, though the FBI has not confirmed any connection. Additionally, advancements in forensic technology have allowed investigators to re-examine old evidence. DNA analysis of a tie left behind by Cooper has yielded partial profiles, but no matches have been found. The D.B. Cooper hijacking remains one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries in American history. Despite extensive investigations and numerous theories, Cooper's identity and fate continue to elude authorities. The case serves as a reminder of the limits of law enforcement and the enduring fascination with the unknown. As technology advances and new evidence emerges, perhaps one day the mystery of D.B. Cooper will finally be solved. Over the decades, dozens of individuals have been proposed as potential candidates for D.B. Cooper. Some of these names have become infamous in their own right, each bringing a different twist to the mystery. One of the most talked about suspects was Kenneth Christensen, a former paratrooper and flight attendant for Northwest Orient Airlines, the very airline Cooper hijacked. Christensen matched the general physical description, had a military background, and had access to aircrafts. After his death, his brother claimed Kenneth had once said, "There is something you should know, but I cannot tell you." Despite the circumstantial evidence, the FBI eventually dismissed him as a suspect. Another intriguing figure was Lynn Doyle Cooper, whose niece came forward years later with suspicions. She remembered hearing her uncle and another man planning something suspicious around Thanksgiving in 1971. Lynn Doyle was a Korean War veteran with knowledge of parachuting. The FBI even took a DNA sample from a tie Cooper left behind, but the results were inconclusive. Dwayne Weber was yet another name that gained traction. Before his death in 1995, Weber confessed to his wife, "I'm Dan Cooper." She claimed he had nightmares about leaving fingerprints on a plane and had once taken her to the Columbia River area where some of the ransom money was later found. However, no hard evidence ever tied him to the case. The suspect pool is vast: Vietnam vets, ex-cons, even missing persons. Yet none have been definitively linked to the crime. This lack of closure only intensifies public interest. Each suspect opens a new possibility, a new alternate ending in a saga that refuses to rest. As with any enduring mystery, conspiracy theories abound. One of the more popular ideas is that Cooper didn't act alone. Some theorists believe he had inside help from someone within the airline or airport operations, explaining how he knew specific technical details about the aircraft, like the rear air stair system. Another theory suggests that the hijacking was a covert CIA operation gone rogue, used as a cover for secret activities. These ideas remain speculative, of course, but they speak to the intrigue and confusion that still surround the case. Then there are those who believe Cooper survived and lived quietly under an assumed identity, maybe even watching the manhunt unfold with amusement. A few alleged deathbed confessions have emerged over the years, yet none have led to solid breakthroughs. The notion that Cooper might have perished in the dense wilderness is also plausible. That night was cold and rainy. Visibility was low, and Cooper jumped into thick, forested terrain with rough topography. If he landed poorly or miscalculated his location, he could have died, and his body may still lie somewhere undiscovered. The D.B. Cooper case isn't just an unsolved crime, it's become a symbol, a riddle with no answer that tempts curiosity and obsession. It has inspired everything from Hollywood films to comic books to deep-dive YouTube documentaries. Cooper has become a sort of anti-hero, a symbol of rebellion and escape, someone who outwitted the authorities and vanished into legend. But beyond the romance of the tale lies the hard truth: a crime was committed. A plane full of passengers and crew were threatened. Federal resources were drained, and someone vanished with a small fortune, leaving behind a trail of fear, wonder, and frustration. Still, for many, the question isn't just, who was D.B. Cooper? It's how did he pull it off? Was it brilliance or blind luck? Did he plan every detail or improvise his way into history? In a world of surveillance and digital footprints, Cooper's escape feels almost mythical. He represents an era when disappearing was possible, when a man in sunglasses and a suit could walk into an airport, board a plane with no ID, and slip away into darkness forever. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss the next mystery. Have a theory about who D.B. Cooper really was? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep questioning the unknown.